everyone, I hope you're having a great day. I'm Josh, this is Simply Cinema, and today we're going to be reviewing Dark Phoenix. Before I give my thoughts on it, make sure to leave yours down in the comments below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Are you just sort of mixed on it? And also don't forget to like this video and subscribe, because sometime next week I'm going to be ranking every X-Men movie from the worst to the best. And also down in the description below I have my socials, which I'm starting to make, so go ahead and check those out if you're interested. But for now, let's begin. So Dark Phoenix shows the origin story of Jean Grey, how she gets her powers and how she becomes the Phoenix, and how all of her powers impact the world around her, the people around her, and how it affects the society. And it explores the idea of what the idea can be used for, both good and bad. Off of positives, I would have to say there were a lot of moments that were really nice. It was actually really well shot. There's a lot of visuals that were really nice to look at, and the way they portrayed the Phoenix was really stunning. How they pulled it off and how they showed it. And with the many fight sequences they had throughout the movie, they all played off really well. They looked really well shot, made you wonder what would happen within that. Moving on to mixed elements, I would say there's nothing too new or fresh added into the X-Men universe, as we have already gotten a chance to dive into Jean's origin story in X-Men The Last Stand. As the story leads up from the events of X-Men Apocalypse, there are certain transitions within the movie, and without spoiling it, of certain plot points, it doesn't really go to explain what happened in the X-Men Apocalypse movie, because you already had to know the events of X-Men Apocalypse. So therefore the movie does not really stand well on its own unless you're looking at the plot of Jean's origin story. Moving on to the negatives, I gotta say this movie really is quite a mess, as it goes into so many different subplots and things they want us to care about, that they don't spend too much time on each little thing because there's too many things to explore, and it never gives us time to explain why this part is interesting, why we should care about this character or that event. And within that, there's some poor decisions made by several different characters that just seem so out of character and really not wise. And they also mess up the character of certain characters we got to learn and love throughout the years with their personality. They changed a couple personalities within some certain characters, and within that some of the decisions made were poor, as I just talked about, and it just makes you not care as much for the characters we already grew up to love. The villain had a lot of potential as to what they did, because it seemed like it was going to be a new villain, but it ended up being really flat personality, as they didn't really explore what was going on with what you first see of the villain. It looked really exciting, but they don't really dive into what the original looks like and how they really impact the story within what they really are. And overall, as the visuals were nice and the fight sequences were quite amazing, everything else just falls flat in this movie. Therefore, I would have to rate it simply 3.4 out of 10. I tried being as open as possible with my opinions on this movie, but it just didn't land well with me. Like I said, those are just my opinions. Feel free to leave yours down in the comments below. I want this to be a welcome community. Even if you really loved it, I would love to hear it, and I'm glad that you loved it. Or if you had mixed feelings, or if you agree with me and did not like it at all, leave your thoughts down below. What parts did you like, didn't like? And sometime next week I may get to rank the X-Men movies from the worst to the best. So stay tuned for that, and also don't forget to like this video and subscribe, because there's more movie reviews, rankings, and more on the way.